one word to describe living alone is freedom. And I mean freedom in a good way. There's that peace and quiet. You can do whatsoever you like. There's no one there to judge. You put things where they are meant to be and you come back and you meet them there. You're not considering other people's feelings. So you have to do something, have to behave in a certain way. There's no one there to judge you. You're all by yourself. And it's an ideal setting for productivity. Trust me. Whether you're working from home, you're studying, or you're pursuing a hobby, the peace and quietness helps you to focus totally. There's no distraction whatsoever. There's no noise whatsoever. You're not compromising your space or your quietness. Plus, you have the perfect environment to unwind after a long day. Living alone can boost your personal growth. Trust me, it does boost your personal growth, especially if you're intentional about growth, if you're intentional about advancing, if you're intentional about becoming better. Living alone will boost your personal growth, I promise you. You are in that home alone, you're in that space alone, you are responsible for that home, you are responsible for how things run, how things work, how things flow. So you naturally become independent. You get to learn life essential skills like planning, budgeting, and managing your finances. Budgeting becomes second nature because you are handling everything yourself, from rent to groceries. You also become more self-reliant in other areas like fixing minor issues in the home. Another advantage is the opportunity to truly know yourself without the distractions of others. You get to explore your interest and your passion. Now, in spending more time to explore your passion and interest, you might develop a new hobby, discover a new hobby, even start a side also. For instance, you could finally start that blog you've always desired to, because you have that time, no noise, no distraction. You can fully pay attention, pay time to starting that blog you want to, or even take on a creative activity. Another big perk is privacy. Yes, I can say this is the biggest of it all. That privacy, that me time, that my space, that alone time. You can go about your day without feeling being watched, without feeling being monitored or being timed. You could also choose to dance around in your living room, in your space, in your pajamas, in your shorts, naked. You see, that naked aspect is the most fun part. There's no one there to judge you, there's no one there to interrupt you. It's your me time, it's your space and your rules. Living alone can sometimes feel lonely. Without someone around, you might miss having a companion to chat with, or to spend your day with, to share your day with. And you can easily fall into isolation if you're not careful. And then there's your responsibility. Everything falls on you. The cleaning, the cooking, the bills, rent, everything falls on you. You're responsible for everything. And if something breaks down, it's your responsibility to fix it. It can be really overwhelming, especially when you're juggling work with these commitments, with these responsibilities, and having other commitments. Security is another major concern. Living alone, staying alone, you're solely responsible for your safety. This time of your life, this point of your life, you need to be extra careful, extra cautious of people you allow into your space. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be cautious of your surroundings. You have to be really vigilant. You have to pay attention. You don't have to be careless with your doors, opening your doors without locking them. You have to properly lock your doors. In Nigeria, particularly, it is wise to have good security measures in place. A solid lock is important, and if you can afford a good security system fits within your budget, that's advisable. Now, here are a few important things you need to keep in mind, you need to note if you are living alone or if you are planning to. The first is to budget wisely. Living alone can really be expensive, trust me, because you are doing it all by yourself, you are doing it all alone, especially if you don't even have support or sponsors. You are just by yourself, so you need to plan your finances wisely, budget wisely, set aside enough for rent, enough for groceries, enough for utilities, enough for emergencies. Have emergency fund. It's important that you budget wisely at this point. Don't spend unnecessarily. Don't buy things that you don't need. I know there are times that we want some things, there are things we need, and there are things that we want, and there are times that we just want to go out of our way to buy the things that we want. But it's wise that you budget and focus more on your needs than your wants, so that you're not stranded. The next one is for you to stay connected. You need to combat loneliness by keeping in touch and staying connected with your friends and your families. Now, what you need to do is schedule regular meetups, schedule video calls, or you could just hang out on social media. Now, this will help you to keep those connections, stay in touch, be informed, and also help you stay sane. Now, the next one here is for you to prioritize your safety. Your safety is key, your safety is crucial, it's important. As I mentioned earlier, security is key. Yes, security is important. Always lock your doors, shut your doors, lock them, ensure that they are locked. I do that every time. I severally, even when I know it is locked, I will still consciously check my doors to be sure that they are properly secured. Always lock your doors and ensure that you are cautious and careful of whom you invite over or who you allow into your space. Plus, let someone that you trust know about your be aware of your whereabouts, know where you are, especially if you are living in a new place or an unfamiliar place. Security is key. Prioritize your safety. You matter. You matter to people. People that matter to you care about you. Be safe. Please. Living alone requires requires conscious effort and being cautious. I mean, you really just have to be cautious. You have to be vigilant. You have to be aware of your surroundings. Now, this part is where it can get tricky. Create a routine. It is very easy, I promise you. Trust me, it is so easy to get lazy when you're living alone. So you want to try to stick to a routine. Wake up at a decent time, keep your space tidy, eat well, exercise regularly. This will help you stay productive and keep your mental health in check. I have a routine. I have several numbers of alarm on my phone. I mean, and I have a routine. I used to be lazy. Yeah, I can promise you that. Especially when it comes to cooking, I'm the most laziest person when it comes to living alone. When it comes to cooking, I mean, cooking that's it. At times I feel for myself like, and with these times that you need to save resources and save money, eating out isn't advisable. Of course, if you can afford it, all well and good. There's times that you just want to be lazy and not cook and eat out, but you still want to manage your resources and manage your money, manage finances. You want to cook. I can be so lazy when it comes to. I can really, really be so lazy. Living alone, oh my god! When it comes to cooking, I promise you, especially if you're not the foodie kind of person, you probably do series, you do beverages, you do biscuits, cookies, and the likes, and you're done and you're fine. Cooking for you will be so tiring. So you can easily get lazy living alone. So you want to create a routine and stick to it. At first, starting out will really be hard and it could get tiring at a point, but you want to because you have to be intentional about what you're doing. So you want to stick to a routine. Wake up at a decent time. Well, in order for you to wake up at a decent time, you still need to sleep at a decent time. So you just have to make it work for you. Exercise is important. Eat well. You know you are the only one staying alone. So you are responsible for your health, you're responsible for your safety. You don't want to fall down the staircase or hit your head somewhere or there's nobody there to call out to. So you want to ensure that you're careful, you're extra cautious, and you stick to a routine. All right. So if you ask me, is living alone really worth it? I will say that it all depends on you. It all depends on what you want. Living alone has its perks and disadvantages. But if you are ready to truly embrace being independent, staying alone, just being all by yourself, that sweet side of living alone, it's amazing. Trust me, it's so, so exciting, intriguing, just you by yourself, enjoying yourself, enjoying your company. It's so so amazing. I promise you, it is. I don't think at this point in my life I want to stay with somebody because I've so grown into being self-reliant. I've grown into being more in. I'm an independent person, so I'm now more independent. So it would take a lot for me to come out of this that I already know that I'm so comfortable with, even if it has its own disadvantages. To now share my space. It's going to be a lot. So if you are ready to embrace the independence that comes with living alone, to embrace the responsibilities that comes with living alone. Trust me, it is an incredibly rewarding experience. Go for it. Life is beautiful. Whichever way you want to live it, ensure that you're doing it for you. Be intentional and take good care of yourself. So this is the end of this episode. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Share to those that might benefit from it, for those that are struggling or still trying to figure out or make a decision into taking that move to living alone. Share this with them. It will be helpful. Don't forget to leave your comments and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next video. You don't miss an update from me. And I know that I'll be seeing you in my next video. Most importantly, be intentional. Take good care of yourself. All right. Bye.